It is Thursday, and that means we are back in nutrition educator Lynn Matava's kitchen. And if you're looking for a simple way to create your own pasta sauce at home, then Lynn has the recipe for you. Let's check it out.
I'm going to show you something today that is affordable, it is delicious, and it's good for you too. So what we're going to make today is a dish that I used to make a lot when my kids were really little and I was trying to make ends meet, but it's also really, really tasty, and it is a pasta that we are going to make a sauce for out of beans, which sounds a little bit out there, but just go with me for this for a moment, because these cannellini beans that I have, white kidney beans, they're also called, are very creamy, and so when we puree them, they're going to get really, really silky and smooth, and it makes a delicious pasta sauce. And the great thing about it is it's also dairy-free, so if you're serving it for a crowd, you know that it's something that everybody can enjoy. So we're going to start out by cooking some pasta, which I've already done and set aside, and then I've saved just a little bit of the pasta water, and I also cooked some beans and I saved the bean water, but I'm going to tell you how you can sub these out as we go along. And by all means, you can use canned beans for this as well. No food police are going to come get you. I just did this because this is a lot more affordable to do, the dry beans, and I also didn't have any canned beans here. And I cooked mine with a little bit of rosemary, and I also cooked, at the very end, I threw a garlic clove in, and that cooked a little so we can throw it in here, but you could use dried garlic as well, and whatever herbs you wanted. So I'm going to throw into this blender about the equivalent of a can of beans. And then I'm going to add the cooking liquid that I've reserved, about, I'd say, half a cup to start. And just a splash of that pasta water that kind of helps just make it silky and smooth. None of these things are things you have to do. You could use chicken broth from a box, that would work just as well, or just water and some seasonings. Easy peasy. I already have some nice creamy sauce, and I'm just going to add that garlic bulb in. And again, this one's been cooked. It would probably be pretty strong if you put in a raw one. But you can always, again, use that dried garlic or none at all. And then I've got this pasta that I've already cooked. Now this is the great thing about pasta, I think, is that there's so many different shapes and sizes. This is a really fun one. I don't even know what this one's called, but they're these little swirly things. And I've got a pan of them here, and I'm just going to add my beans kind of to preference. So I'm just adding it until it's exactly what I'm looking for, and I could always add more liquid into this as I put it back on the stove and heat it up, so I could thin it out to whatever consistency I liked. And then ideally I would be putting this back on the stove, the pasta's still hot, just for maybe 30 seconds to kind of let the sauce thicken up and make this nice creamy rich sauce. Time to do that right now. So what we're going to do instead is I'm just going to pour it out in a bowl and show you just how pretty it is, and how this is just so delicious, and it's so easy. And I think so many of us are looking for something to do for a quick weeknight meal. Friday after a long week, all of those things. And this is so decadent. It kind of even reminds me a little bit of a fettuccine alfredo or an alfredo type sauce, but it's just made with beans, which are so good for us. And then I'm going to now take it and turn it a little bit non-dairy. I'm going to add the dairy to it, I mean. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese, a little bit of black pepper, and what the heck, we'll put a little piece of rosemary in there just because it's pretty. And there you have it, a cheap, delicious, and healthy meal for you heading into December.
Now, as a reminder, we do have all of Lynn's tips and tricks on our website. To find them, just log on to 47abc.com and click on the Good Morning Delmarva page.